All right, in our last segment, we're gonna show some love to the ladies as we have Alicia Baumgardner, who is taking on the only woman to give her an L, which is Christina Linardatou, I believe. She was from the Dominican Republic, but is out of fighting out of Greece at this moment. And they are fighting for the world super bantamweight and super featherweight belts. So there's four belts on the line at this time, and this is a big fight for Baumgartner, who basically, and I believe it, she basically said that you cannot mention women's boxing without mentioning me out there. So there's probably a handful of names, including Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and of course the quote Clarissa Shields, who was within that same vein. But we're gonna start out with Coach, who is probably one of the more versed people when it comes to women boxing, and kind of give us your views on what you expect to see for this fight.
Mm-hmm. So well, let me give you my bottom line up front first. I think Alicia gonna beat this girl's what, and she probably stopped this girl. And so let me give you why I say all of that, man. If you go back and see where she beat Alicia, I think it might have been Alicia's 5th or 6th fight. I honestly can't remember, man. I'll say 6th fight, something like that. Don't quote me on that one, man. But it was early. Six, Alicia's 6th fight, man. You take a look at her 6th fight, man, and you look at that daggone thrashing, paralyzing, crippling, disabling right hand, brick hand that she hit Terry Harper with, man. And you would just see the phenomenal growth in this woman's boxing, her experience, man, her development and her growth. When she first lost to Medusa, 2017, 18, whenever they fought, man, Alicia had the strength and the power, but now, man, her skill set and her muscles, man, she has kept that strength. She has gotten just my word that I use is just the fluidity of bunches of punches, man. Her muscles are lean and flexible, and they're sharp and they're crisp. They're not sluggish. She's not a muscle bound, a fighter that clubs because her muscles are so tight. Man, this woman is just lean, crisp, and sharp, man. And the speed that's developed behind her punches and those muscles, I'm telling you, people are underestimating. Now, when she fought Michaela Myers, one of the things that I was telling y'all about is just how strong this woman is. And Michaela Myers did not want any of that inside work. Michaela Myers also did not want any of those, when she would when Alicia would step behind that jab, get close and rip off, two, 3 punch, combinations. That's what makes this woman, so dangerous, man. So I think what, Christina or Medusa, whatever her nickname is, I think what she's going to be shocked by is the incredible amount of growth, boxing acumen, and just that skill set from that. You said it was the 6th fight to this last fight that has developed in Alicia, And so for me, what this fight says about women boxing, man, it is just that these women keep doing things that constantly elevates the sport. And what I do like about it is that they're not scared to give each other, second chances and yeah, let's go at it and let's go get it. I know, for example, Clarissa Shields, I think, was supposed to have fought Hannah Gabriel again. They had that little mix up or whatever, and this happened. You got Savannah Marshall now trying to say, like, okay, look, Clarissa, yeah, let's do it again, And now here we have, Baumgardner, trying to go back and avenge what's going on with Medusa. These women aren't scared to move and go and shake. You had, the incredible, heavy hitting, diva go. I'm going over to London or whatever, and try to get this thing. She came up short, but these women are trying to show us that, listen, anything that the men can do, we sure enough can do it better, man. So I'm looking for a spectacular performance from Alicia Baumgardner. I am predicting a stone cold stoppage. I'm predicting a venomous devastation in terms of stoppage, because this is about retribution right here. I'm getting this back, and I'm gonna show enough bring that thump, from what you did to me earlier. That's my take on this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Coach, you are right. And I think so. The pronunciation for her last name is Linardatou, and she is known as the Medusa, or she's known, as her name. Boston Jared. So she had one, loss prior to beating Alicia Baumgardner, and then she has the only other loss after defeating her, was she lost a close decision to Katie Taylor. And I mean, close as in basically, if it would have been one round the other way, it would have been a majority draw. Do you think that she poses a viable threat to Alicia Baumgardner in her ascension at this point?
Well, it's tough for me to say, honestly, because I have not seen this woman fight. So I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's going to be very, very, very tough to beat Alicia Baumgardner at home for an undisputed title. So if she is going to go in there and win, she has got to do so. She probably has got to stop Alicia Baumgardner in order to beat her. One thing I'll say about Alicia Baumgardner, she has what I consider to be that, if there is such thing as a Michigan style, like the James Tony Floyd Mayweather counter punching off that back foot type of style, that I don't think is particularly well suited to the shorter female fights, those 2-minute rounds. I would love to see Alicia Baumgardner be able to have the benefit of a longer fight, a 3-minute round. So maybe if Medusa can maybe outwork her, maybe she has a shot here. But for a person like Baumgardner, who wants you to throw punches, so to open up those counter punching opportunities, that's not all. That's playing right into Alicia Baumgardner's hands. So now I don't, without having seen Medusa fight, it's tough for me to see a scenario that where she wins, or if she poses any kind of a threat. What I will do is I'll go back and watch that Linardatou fight and see how it played out. It's tough for me to imagine that Alicia is the same fighter now that she was back then, though. But I'm gonna take a look and see.
Hey, let me just piggyback real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that was some insight to Boston in terms of what you gave. So just so you know now, and to be clear, even in that first fight, now Medusa was pressing. So she was pressing and coming forward. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is that Alicia's skill has increased so much, man. She gonna make Medusa second guess that I'm telling you, like, whoa, this ain't the same person I fought. And
You're gonna run her into something, walk her into a shot.
Either she gonna walk into a shot and go night night, or she gonna walk into a shot and she gonna say, hold up, let me rethink this whole damn thing. That's what I'm getting at, because this Baumgardner gonna be putting them hands on her, man.
Let me ask you a question, Dave, because you used to get on when we used to work over at Fort Myers. You used to really get on me about keeping my lead hand low. Now, right. Alicia Baumgardner, I've seen her fight a few times now. She fights with that lead hand down here. Is that something that she uses to invite those jabs so that she can to open up counter punching opportunities, inviting offense from the opponent to create counter punching opportunities? Is that something you would worry about? I mean, she's been in there against some of the best already, and she's come out on top. But what do you think about leaving that lead hand low? That she does that from time to time.
So I won't try to predict in terms of what her and her corner and camp is thinking about. But what I can say is that, if it was me as long as she has that space to make that individual, have to bite and step in to try to hit it. And then, she's looking for a slip and a counter or a slip and an up jab, I kind of welcome it. But y'all know me, I'm all about protecting that. If I got a guy fighting, I'm telling him protect that handsome. If I got a girl fighting, I'm telling, protect that beauty. I'm all about that relaxed, but yet high guard. And I don't know what their fight plan would be, but she's very effective, with that style and when it's down, because I've seen her on her toes, man, and her bouncing, bro. And what I'm getting at is people beyond just being absolutely beautiful. This woman can box, man, and she's strong. And it's the same thing like I had been telling cats, like even with Tank. Remember how I kept saying Tank can box, man, and it took some time for cats to see it, and especially like here, in our circle. I'm telling you, man, this girl can box, dude, and she has whatever her corner has done, whatever her trainer has done to lean up those muscles and make them jokers so just loose and quick. And
it's calisthenics. I'd be willing to bet that she does a lot of body weight work, as opposed to lifting traditional weightlifting. I'd love to be able to ask her that, because that's one thing. If we are able to pull some strings and get her on the show, I would love to ask her questions about her background coming into boxing, because I heard something that she might have been a wrestler at one point, that she has some wrestling background.
I think she might have power lifted. She might have used to really, really power lift or lift weights. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's interesting. I'd be curious to see, but it's almost, I'll be willing to bet she does a lot of body weight stuff, I think, and some deadlifting probably too. But anyway.
Hey, one more say round about her too. So let me go ahead on and give you the thing that the thing that I just wish she would be more careful with. She can get into the mindset of that one punch, and she can just that counter punch and just throw one punches, man. And I personally think that allows other fighters to somewhat get back into the fight. I think that the only reason why Michaela Mayers, in the eyes of some folks, might have got back into the fight is because I think, Alicia started looking for that one punch, that one counter punch.
So let's bring. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that,
yeah.
Coach. Let's bring in the casual one real quick in here. So this is the first time that Alicia Baumgardner is fighting in her, I guess you can say her adopted hometown of Detroit, Michigan. Could this be a trap fight for her? We heard the stories of hometown fighters struggling because of the demands from media, from family, from friends, and she is getting a lot of attention, not only because of her boxing skill, but because of her looks. And do you think that this could be a trap fight for Alicia?
Nah, man, I think she at a level where it's like straight professionalism. And then didn't Clarissa Shields just fight in her hometown the last fight?
Yeah.
No, she didn't fight in her hometown. She fought in Detroit. She's from Grand Rapids. She didn't fight in Grand Rapids.
I mean,
so I understand it's close.
But
Alicia is from Detroit, and she is fighting in Detroit because it happened to Regis. Regis just fought in New Orleans, and we saw Regis.
That is true.
That look his best, and Regis had talked about that going into the fight. Family want to do this and that, and tickets and all. It was a bit of a distraction, so it's not unheard of for that to happen.
Let's just hope that it doesn't happen, because that'll be a sad state. You know what I'm saying? Because like women boxing is just now starting to formulate faces of women's boxing, and she is one of the faces of women's boxing. So hopefully she steps up to the level and get that W.
Well, the odd makers do not see this as a trap fight. They have Baumgardner as a negative 1,500 favorite, and her Medusa is seen as a plus 800 underdog for this fight. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see the continued growth for Baumgardner. I think eventually that she will be kind of working towards another fight with Michaela Mayer, just to kind of quiet some of the critics. I just, read on the site where some people even felt that she didn't deserve the decision against Michaela Mayer. I would probably argue against that. But I think that when it comes to establishing yourself as a real star in this sport, it really, comes to your competition and being able to fight somebody at your level and then having these dominating performances. So I think that this is a almost a showcase fight for Alicia Baumgardner, but it's opportunity to avenge her only loss and then hopefully move on to bigger and better things at this point. All right, so we are gonna close out another show of Pop Talk Boxing. Want again remind you to like and subscribe. We're gonna be bringing you new and exciting content on a weekly basis if the schedule allows. And as you say, we are a couple of pundits are going to be at the Spence and Crawford fight, so we're going to be bringing you some unique content from that arena as well. So this is your man, Professor Nims. I'm signing off for the Casual Rand. Boston Jared.
Peace.
And Coach Dave.
Root.
Peace out, y'all.